Now I'm going to skip through to some of the memories that you and I have of camping at Stewart Park. You remember camping at Stewart Park? Let's have your thoughts. I've got all the stuff.
I thought of it raining all the time. No, how dirty you got at Stewart Park. You used to get that dirty there. We didn't go far, did we?
Yeah, no. I remember Mrs. Needham and the peacocks.
Yeah.
She had a little miniature zoo
A
there.
little zoo thing there.
All right. Well, what about then if we skip down to Lake Illawarra?
Oh, well, that was the
some memories of that.
We had the times there, didn't we? Yeah. Madge and Ern used to come down, and Doris and Bill come on the train with all their equipment. They used to come on the train. We had some great times there. Used to throw Madge in the lake every night. Yeah. Yeah, I used to throw her in. One time she had no clothes left. They threw her in the lake every night.
Why did they do that?
Oh, a bit of fun, Dave. A bit of fun. She was a good sport. Good job she was. But no, we had some good. Only worries there with me was that I was frightened I was going to run out of money before the holiday finished. We used to get our holiday pay then because the steelworks Lysart's Reg worked at, and the steelworks closed down for 3 weeks at Christmas. They used to maintain all the machines and that.
Some of them were still working. I remember them going to work from the lakes.
But we used to stay there 6 weeks. And the 3 weeks holiday, then the next 3 weeks they used to travel to work from there. We had the whole school holidays there. We used to have I think, and you kids mainly were there too, because as I said, your mum and dad went with Joe
we were there the whole
Scarlett
time,
quite a bit, you know, sort of.
But I think, tell me a little bit more about the hard days, about the money. You know, you've told me before about how you would run out of money on 2 or 3 days before payday.
You're always waiting on payday coming. You never had anything left over, ever. It was sort of, I put that away. We paid fortnightly, so you had to halve that and make sure you kept a little bit. But you never kept enough because you dibbled into that as the time went. And that cake shop at the lake was deadly because you kids were wanting pies and bread and that every day, and I used to think it's not going to last that long. This money's not going to last long enough for us, you know, to stay here. And I think it was only about 5 shillings a week to camp there. It wasn't that expensive.
And hire the boat.
Oh, we had to hire the boat, yeah. And then you used to go out prawning a lot, of course, you know. Sort of. You were one of the older ones, sort of a bit older.
Lived on the water there.
Other little kids, you know, sort of, Remember when the father used to pile it all on his truck and take us down to the lake? And they'd put the tent up and just put everything in, and they'd come home. The next day we'd have to sort it all out. And even Mary still talks about the next morning one time, and they come in with the ice, and they couldn't, there was just one big pile, and we were asleep, and the dog was in there as well, and the fella just looked around and walked out the tent. He didn't believe it. We had some great old times there.
Another good time, cracker nights.
Oh, yes, that was the night, wasn't it, of the year? Yeah. Only thing, poor old Smokey used to be a wreck by the time it was over.
Smokey being the dog.
Yeah. The bottom block was vacant, see, and that's where they had the... And they all were frightened of someone's going to light it before it come to cracker night. Used to drag everything home to go on this fire. For weeks ahead, weren't you? So you used to be dragging everything home to go on. And can you remember when you had your leg in splints?
Yeah.
And your father brought you down, carried you down the back, remember? On a chair, and carried you down the back. And Billy was throwing crackers under you, and he got into trouble off Mum because he knew you couldn't chase him because you had this thing on your leg. And he got into big trouble off Mum because he was throwing the crackers at you when you couldn't get up.
That Smokey was well-named dog because he would run and pick up, the kids would light a big bunger and throw it. He'd
go and get the dash thing. He'd be a wreck after it, sort of thing. And you know, he used to play footy and all. They used to pick him on the side when they were playing footy.
Okay, the other highlight down there was if we weren't away, we'd put the tent up and have a Christmas.
Yeah, we had a big Christmas, and you used to have to we used to have Christmas dinner all at home, and then everybody came for dinner at night.
Yes,
and everyone bought something. Each one, bought something different, because you couldn't afford to feed the whole family yourself. But everyone bought something, and then they had to wash up before you were allowed to have the Christmas tree, because once the tree come, the washing up didn't get done, so they had to wash up before they could have their Christmas tree. Yeah, it was good fun too.